There, finally. Let's see. That's what it said. Alright, let's see. Am I live? I am. Good. Very good. I'll pull up live chat just in case someone shows up. I don't think they will. I did not announce this. Did not schedule it.
Run it up, man, running.
Hey there, young man. How's it going? I didn't announce the stream. I need to start getting back into the groove with stream schedules, but yeah, we are building Koboh on the stream. I've got a little bit so far. I've got concepts of what I want to do. Unfortunately, I'm not using my capture card right now, so I can't pull up a secondary window to show you guys my references. But I do have pictures pulled up. I'll also be looking at the Jedi Survivor stream we did last month for close-up looks at some of the areas. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting a feel for what I want to do over here. There are some little barrier things that go around the edge of these corners over here, around the cliffs. And I have a couple different ways that I want to try to make them. The first being basic blocks, probably the easiest way to do it. But I can't get the right texture that I want. But another thing I want to do, or want to try, is one of these cliff pieces. Let's see. Like this one. But I'd have to put it about here if I wanted those rocks to poke out. But then I realized that the floors are on the same level. So if I have two different, or even the same ground texture, I'm going to get some Z fighting going on. And I don't want that. And I'm definitely going to have two different terrain textures. Because what I'm going to do for the ground is, well, I was planning on doing the desert landscape from Lone Ranger. Because the top of the ground looks good. There's a hand pattern, or hand and horse pattern that I don't like, but you're probably not going to even notice it while you're on the ground. But the rocks themselves, they're not brown in Jedi Survivor. They're like a grayish. The closest I can get to that texture is the Pirates texture. So it's not exact, but it's the closest I can get. I'm not the biggest fan of the top, but it'll do. If I was going to do the cliff trick, I would change that texture to the kiln. That's the kind of texture I want for the barriers. It's a little dark, but I'm also going to change the sky dome, so it could make it brighter. I don't know. I haven't decided what sky dome I'm going to use, but I've got an idea for it. But more than likely, I'm going to have to go with path creators and use this. Another problem is that those barrier things are almost as gray as the stone. But I couldn't find any basic block textures or any terrain side textures that match, so, or at least color-wise. So I'm going to have to go with this design to some extent, because that's also the kiln basic block texture. So I'm going to go with the kiln on something. I have the kiln plant textures. I'm not going to use all of them. I actually probably won't use most of them. But a couple of these will be scattered throughout the build. I was thinking I was going to use these for that one area with the 4 bridges kind of in a square towards the back, where you get the Bedlam Raider and the 2 commando droids, and you have B1s patrolling the top. But I don't know, since this stuff sticks out, I was going to put them all in a square like this, but then you're gonna have the pipes in the way, and it's a little small compared to what it looks like in the game. So a lot of hurdles to jump over to recreate Koboh here, or at least Fort Colin. But this is the area that I wanted to recreate all the way back in 2024. I just didn't know where to start. I was just intimidated by this project, and I still am. So I don't know what I'm doing. So that's kind of what's scaring me about this project, because Mustafar took me 6 months, and I had a plan for what I was going to do, for how I was going to build it, for how I was going to play out. This is going to be way more detailed than Mustafar, and I have less than 6 months to do it. I have less than 5 months now, and I don't have a plan on how I'm going to make most of this, but that's not going to stop me. So we're just going to experiment. We're just going to build stuff, see what works, see what doesn't, see if we can change it. If not, good enough, right? But yeah, I feel like this would be a lot easier with mods, especially with the textures. So I don't know. If I ever get a PC, I might try to rebuild Koboh, a lot of my toy boxes, with modded textures and techniques and stuff. But for now, I'm doing this vanilla. There's a small terrain little platform that goes about here. Unfortunately, 99.9% of the terrain blocks cannot be placed on path creators. I think there's only like 2 or 3 that can. Maybe not even that. I know there's one, maybe 2. These cannot be placed on paths, but I want them to go here. I kind of want them to be half in the floor, because Cal can easily walk up on them. In Infinity, you have to double jump to get on top of these. So I kind of want them in the floor, but they don't have to be, because there's really not going to be a point to go up on it. But if I was to put it in here, which I'm going to have to delete this and place it back on a replayer and do the replayer trick on it. Hey there, Sarkis. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Totally unprompted, unannounced, random time. It was like 2:06 when I started this. It's 2:14 for me now. But yeah, I'm just kind of laying out a plan, or lack thereof, by improvisation of Koboh, what we streamed Jedi Survivor last month for. I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to be way more detailed than Mustafar, but I don't have a plan. I had a plan for Mustafar, and I also have less time to make this than I did for Mustafar. So we're going to be rushing to do this. But I'm just going to throw some stuff together, see what sticks, see what doesn't, and hopefully it turns out pretty good. But yeah, I'm doing all right. It's this is probably the thing I'm the most stressed about out of all the projects that I'm going to be working on. Let's see, today's Thursday, right? Yes, it is. So tomorrow night we're going to be live on Switch 2, or we're going to try to be. Hopefully it doesn't brick my Switch 2, because I just got it. I mean, I looked it up and they said you could use my capture card on the Switch 2. So there shouldn't be any problems. Then we just have to figure out whether or not it's going to buffer a whole lot, and then we got to figure out whether or not it's the Wi-Fi, whether or not it's the device I'm using, like the laptop I'm streaming from, or whether it's the streaming software. There's a lot of factors that goes into that. Because we'll need to figure it out before we start the Zelda playthrough series, because I don't want it to be scuffed. I don't want the frame rate to suck. I don't want it to buffer a whole bunch. I want it to be as smooth as possible.
For Christmas for 2025.
Oh yeah? Intrigued to hear which ones those are.
It's Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and a random Kirby game.
Heck yeah. Would that Kirby game be the Forgotten Land, or would it be the racing one that came out? Air Riders. I've heard good things about both. Okay, let me pull up my reference pictures again. Like I said earlier, I wish I was using my capture card for this, but I wouldn't be able to hear or see live chat pop up. But I'd like to show you
Return to
guys my
Dreamland
references as I'm
Deluxe.
building. Oh, wow. I remember hearing about that now, come to think of it. Okay. I know what I'm doing for the floor barriers, so I don't have to worry about that. But the terrain is going to be a challenge. The environment's going to be a challenge. Along with the random spawning enemies, because I'm not sure how to do that. I know it's possible, but I haven't experimented with the randomizer. Okay, so, one thing I will show off though, I have a plan for some of the gameplay features, such as the grapple. If you remember those white drone-looking things that were floating around that I would latch onto and then jump off of, I don't know how to build one of those, but I could recreate the gameplay feature with the rail target point. If I go over here and I get the climbing hook, you can hit it and it latches you on. Now I can't get that high, but it'll get me somewhere. And if I combo that with like a wind machine, or it's not called a wind machine. Is it in gameplay toys? I think it would be in gameplay toys. No, it would be in platforming toys. I mean, the super cannon would also work, but you could only pick how high it aims. I might be able to change the direction of... Maybe it was in gameplay toys. It's not in creativity toys, is it? It is. The weather vane, that's what it is. Basically creates a gust of wind going in one direction. Contrary to the whirlwind, which just kind of spins you around in a circle and just flings you in the direction you're facing or something. But the weather vane, it's also invisible once you go out of spark mode or the editor mode, so you wouldn't be able to see it, so that's good. So if I combo the weather vane with the target rail point, I can do something like... Okay, you can kind of see it. Hold on. Properties. Huh. I remember... Why is it spinning faster now? So... Affected objects makes it spin faster? Huh. Okay. Anyway, if I do this, or not, does it trigger automatically? What? So alright, so this is going to be more complicated than I thought. Well, so I'm going to have to put in a small trigger area right here.
Hitting a proverbial fork in the road, it seems.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those. Well, if I do... I don't know why I got rid of that trigger. Or target. If I do this... Make a small box around it. Like that. Get the weather vane. And then I get a time delay. That's fine. Properties. Well, let's do 30. Players. Because we don't need the enemies being blown around. Alright. Logic connection. When entered by player. Any. Turn it on. And turn it on. Start the delay. When the delay is completed, turn it off. Turn it all the way up and see how far we fly. You know? Because I don't know why I didn't really move. I should have. It's only when I'm on the ground? Let me do this. Maybe it just has to blow me around. Let's try that again. Nope. It's only when I'm on the ground. Alright, so I can't do a launch point from it. But I can latch onto it. So... But I could already go that high when I super jump. Then again, Cal can't super jump, but nothing's stopping the player from super jumping the exact same height, you know? So I'd have to do a super cannon, right? But you can't turn that invisible. So that's... If I wanted to do a launch point, and I do. It's in platforming toys. What am I doing? I mean, I could grapple on to a point right next to one of these, but these aren't on Koboh in Fort Kowloon anywhere, so. Properties, tilt position. Yeah, we just have to grapple on, no launch point. Or I could just like not do any of that. Because even if I build one of those drones, like what would be the point, you know? I mean, I can do one of these, and I could grapple onto one of the ledges there. If it's just hovering over here, and there's nothing for me to jump onto from there. Because, I mean, if I latch onto this and then, like, go onto the middle ledge and then, like, do a ledge jump, I can already walk across this bridge. And none of the bridges are destroyed.
Liked and commented on your 2 most recent community posts.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. I'll take a look at that in a few minutes. So I'm probably not going to implement the grapple drone thingy. Okay. So yeah, we're scrapping that idea. Let's focus on the terrain for now, I guess. Let's turn this back to.
Collab in Fortnite tomorrow.
I think so. Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see just how powerful the Stick of Truth mythic will be, because it's gonna change. It's a one-time use mythic. Once you use it once, it's completely done. I think it just destroys itself or something. But from what I read, it actually makes the final zone of the storm. It puts it around you, so you're going to be in the final zone no matter what. But since it's so small, you're going to make everyone have to rush towards you, which that could be a very bad thing if you if there are too many people, or if you're not ready for it. So you'll want to be very strategic in how you use it when you use it. But yeah, I mean, there's a mini pass coming out that's going to be free for all players, so that's going to be interesting. We'll get some free rewards. There's 5-player squads coming, so that's going to be really cool. We can do our Power Rangers challenge again, because they removed 6 stack from Blitz. That was like a limited time thing. We can do the core 5 Rangers in a team. When Ninjago Wave 2 comes out, we can do the OG4 Ninja and Lloyd. We can do the OG4 Ninja and Wu.
Them doing a mini pass, but all the skins South Park wise are gonna be in the item shop.
Yep, unfortunately that's the case. So no skin from the mini pass, but a lot of
bankrupt one day.
Yeah, I'd say if they keep adding those collabs, they will, because I was not anticipating them to drop Batman Beyond just out of the blue, but the night they dropped it, I spent like $25 trying to get all the stuff. I think it was just 20. I think it was exactly the same amount as like the $20 V-Buck pack. So, yeah, I was not ready for that, but at the same time, I was like, I gotta jump on it. Same with Ninjago. I'm like, well, I'm gonna save for Ninjago, but I still ended up having to pay something. So, there's some real cash. And then if Power Rangers Wave 2 comes out, you know I have to go for it. I have everything in the Power Rangers collab, even the exclusive, Power Rangers Cup sprays.
Update from me.
So
I reached level 142 to the point where I got the 3rd edit style for the lion skin.
Heck yeah. The Super Styles drop tomorrow, actually.
If the Power Rangers Wave 2 skins are a thing in Fortnite, hook me up.
Heck yeah. I might do a giveaway or something, because Red Ranger also wants me to gift him something from the Power Rangers bundle when it comes back. I'm like, well, we'll see when it comes back and how much I got. See, it depends on a few factors. And he's like, all right. So, yeah. But you never know. If I've got the money for it, I might do a giveaway. My first giveaway.
I have enough for the Power Rangers bundle.
Yeah, you do. That's going to be really cool. Hopefully, when the Megazord comes back to the item shop, when the Shock and Awesome Battle Pass can come back to the item shop, it'll include the black and gold style.
Question is, shall I spend my 1,200 precious V-Bucks that I barely got back?
Well, the bundle is going to be 900 for you, so that's going to leave you with 300. So maybe you have until March, until the next Battle Pass drops. March 5th is when Chapter 7 Season 2 starts. I'm still trying to get a plan for what I'm going to build here. I haven't built anything since I started the stream. And I've been live for almost half an hour. All right, let me flip to some of my other references.
I just might save my V-Bucks.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like from my references, everything looks like it's diagonal, and you can't build diagonal in this game. So the shape is going to be a little different, but not much different. You know, I can make it work. Um, A real challenge will be the buildings, actually. I'm gonna have to do something interesting with the basic blocks. A lot of path creators. I'm probably gonna put multiple blocks on the same path creator to kind of save myself
Speaking
from
of
using
PR,
too many
what
path
did you get
creators. But
from your end of season rewards box?
I got, I think, all I remember is I got 4 Nick assist shards. And I got something
4
for the
Vengeance
epic.
leader shards to the point where I got him to level 2.
Heck yeah. Level 2 Vengeance. Can't go wrong with that. I think mine's still level 2. I'll have to take a look at that. Might be level 3. Probably level 2, though. I can almost get Rancic Leader to level 3. I think. It looks like there's like a vendor. It's not a vendor, but it looks like one of those. Here, let me go to group 6. It looks like there's one of these sitting here against the cliff edge. It's like blue and stuff, but it's interesting. I might recreate that with basic blocks or something. Kind of looks more like this, actually. So, I don't know. I don't think I need anything from over here. Well, yeah, I will. There's an area outside of Fort Collin that I can use some of these, but we're not quite there yet. I'm mostly going to focus on Fort Collin itself, and we'll see where the meter's at by the time we finish that. I'm probably not going to build Rambler's Reach and Fort Collin in the same toy box. I might have like a toy box door transition somewhere, because this is going to have a lot to it. Okay. No, not that. Isn't there... Okay, it's in here.
So how is your Switch 2?
Favorites.
Are you liking it?
Oh yeah, I've really been enjoying Mario Kart World. I haven't done any of the Grand Prix yet. I haven't gotten those characters like Daisy and Bowser Jr. and Donkey Kong. I'd like to do that on stream. Well, I think we'll do that tomorrow night. I have done. I went ahead and got a lot of the costumes from the characters that already show up on the mini map that are just roaming around the open world. And I have a few of the minions that you get from the Kamek item, but I know I don't have all of them yet, and I'm not sure exactly which ones I'm missing. Okay. Why did I favorite these? All of these I favorited for Koboh specifically. This looks like it's for the Jedi trial thing up by that castle thing I'm gonna build. But I don't remember that actually it looking like this. I'm gonna do this for the checkpoints. You're gonna stand on it and it's gonna lower, and then it's gonna activate a checkpoint, and you'll spawn back on top of this. This I'm just gonna have laying around in some of the areas. I don't remember if I'm gonna have a gameplay feature for that or not. These might also be just lying around. They're just gonna be like little collectibles or something. There is gonna be one destructible wall towards the back, towards that square building. I'm thinking I'm gonna use these and these for the roaming enemies, the random roaming enemies. Holocron, I think that was another concept I had for the checkpoints, but I'm leaning more towards this. Button casing. I might have favorited this for another reason, because I don't remember having a reason for this or that in this toy box. Now these, I just favorited all of these, so I had them in one area. Friendly wave generator. Was this supposed to be for the Ramblers Reach townspeople? Maybe it was. But these are going to be for like the parkour sections. I'm going to turn these into like the vines and stuff. Okay. These are going to be the... Wait a minute. Okay, I think those are going to be the Bedlam Raiders. I got confused because I'm also using a lot of these for the Knights of Ren in the Snoke's Throne Room battle toy box. So I was like, did I favorite them for that? But no, now I remember I'm going to use these for the Bedlam Raiders as well. I'm going to use this for the Mogu because that's pretty much what a Mogu is. It's just one of these, but brown. I think Brown Bat did a mod that changed the texture of this to brown, but maybe I'm just imagining that. There's also some probe droids that can roam around. There's an ATST that you can't put on a path for some reason, even though there's a couple roaming around in the Toy Box Hub. I think I'm going to have one of these flying around Rambler's Reach if I ended up making it. And then one of these is actually sitting by the stairs to going into Cal's room at Rambler's Reach, the cantina. The Tauntauns we can use as the Neckos, little mounts you can ride around on. You can use them to get high places. Have some speeder bikes and other land speeders laying around Rambo's Reach. More Bedlam Raiders. Gonna have the droids they have roaming around. You have the stormtroopers. The ladder. I know I favored it for Koboh. Don't remember where I was going to use it. But we'll find a use for it, I think. Okay. But yeah, we're going to do more of the terrain. I am going to use this somewhere. I know that much. I'm probably going to put it in the floor a little bit like that. Okay. Looks like I'm going to need to go back to my Survivor stream and take a look at some of the environment because I'm running out of references or reference pictures from angles that I'm working on. I have some of the front aiming this way. I have one kind of like this, aiming kind of that way, kind of this way. And then I have one staring at this side, kind of going this way and that way. So I need to figure out exactly what's back here on this side. And I'll need to go back to my stream and look at that. I'm going to leave this floating because I'm going to do the replayer trick later on. I'm not going to do anything advanced while I'm still getting the groundwork, setting the groundwork for Koboh. So yeah, I think I just had this for a reference because there's going to be a wall here, but there's also got to be something arching over. So I also have to figure out what that's going to look like. Of course, I should probably build the other side because there's going to be a bridge going across this, and this goes into that small building that goes down a slope going to the MTT tank that spawns all the droids. I'm not sure I'm going to build that. I'm probably going to adapt Papa H's design. Or was it Bowtie Guy? I got confused on the stream as well, and then I went and actually watched the video, and I know which one it is. I just forgot which one, but it's one of those two. Their MTT design is really, really good. But I don't want to straight up copy theirs, so I'm gonna change it a little bit. So still haven't built anything in the half hour that I've been live. There's gonna be a little canopy in here that 2 droids are gonna spawn in. There's going to be some droids up top. There's going to be 2 B2s over here.
I ran out of things to say, lol.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm just kind of rambling here. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave a squad of B1s and Bedlam Raiders behind the barriers here. There's going to be a few enemies out front. I've memorized where all the enemies are in Fort Cullen, so I know I'm going to place the ones that are guaranteed going to be there. And then the random enemy spawns. It's going to be something. Yeah. Are there 2 bridges on the first level in that area? Or is it just the one? There are 2. There are 2. So I'm going to have to build another one of these about here. Well, about here, actually. It's going to be at a different angle. That way it doesn't look like it's, you know. Let me... do that. Can I put this on a path? I can. Okay, let me go back to terrain. Hopefully it's still on the, there it is. And I'll just put that on a path. Putting that inside. Good, very good. Yeah. So now I'm gonna do that. And that. Well, that's towards the end, isn't it? So let me do this. Okay, we're getting the shape down a little bit. Okay, yeah. That might still stick out too far, I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Isn't there... There is. Okay. So there's supposed to be a little hut or something in here. A little shelter. So I'm either going to get rid of this, or I'm going to put it on a replayer and put a Tatooine Hangar Bay 94 door piece in. Like that. Actually, it's going to be like that. There might be a little bit of some Z fighting. And it's also higher up than I need it to be. But if I do this, the door is going to be blocked off. So the cliff's not high enough. But it's the perfect height for Kanan, though, for like the characters. This just needs to be smaller. But then again, that's also the doorway is the right height, but that thing's too tall. I don't know. I simply don't know. I mean, I could recreate it with basic blocks, but that would be a lot of work. And I'll do that because it doesn't need to be open. So I'll do that for reference. If I do this, it's not going to go into that piece, so that's good. So all I have to do is put this on a replayer. I guess this works out because this little building, you can climb on top of some boxes and go up top onto the cliff, or I believe that's the one I'm looking at. Yeah, it is. Well, you can't go on the cliff with it because it's just shorter than the cliff, but in this one, you can go on the cliff with it, so we'll take some creative liberties there. Okay, so that's fine. So we're getting more of the shape down. Oh yeah, that's not the right. It needs to be that. There we go. So you need to be able to walk in on that side. Then we have to decorate the inside of this. I can't put that on path. Wish I could. Make it a lot easier on me. Okay, let's get try to get this side built out so I can get the bridge put in, so I can fill this in, because that gap is bothering me. Um, okay, battery on the controller is good. It's a new controller that doesn't have drift. It's a really expensive dual sense. Uh, the one that you can replace you can take the front plate off and replace the joysticks if you get a drift. Expensive, but worth it. Um, okay. Looks like I still need some of these, actually. I need to put them about here. But I can't see over here from my references. So let me go into the old stream. So I'm going to have to get off of my stream on my other device, watching a live chat. Go to the Jedi Survivor stream. Flip over to the Fort Cullen portion. Okay, I'm already on top. Huh. I gotta tell James about this. Fortnite Adventure Time Wave 2. He'd be excited for that. Okay. So I'm walking in. Okay, I'm over by the MTT. We don't need to be over there right now. Walking towards Fort Cullen's entrance. Fast forward a little bit more. Okay, that's the other side where the MTT is. I could work on that, but we're on this side right now. This is actually filling out really nicely. So I hope I got this well enough because I don't have to delete everything off the PS5 again, just to reinstall Jedi Survivor just to roam around Fort Collin for 20 more minutes, and then delete that and get everything back. Okay, so I can see this side now. A little bit. I can't see the top, but I can see where the droids come in. So I can try to gauge where I need the terrain to end. Okay, about here. Because, I mean, the cliff ends abruptly. Very abruptly.
Apparently there's a new Mario Tennis game coming out for the Switch too.
Do I... What's it called? I might remember it if you told me, but I don't. So I've seen all the Nintendo Directs this year. Well, last year. I kind of faintly remember a Mario Tennis or a Mario Sports something.
Mario Tennis Fever.
That's what it is, yeah. Was that announced back in the first Switch 2 stream or reveal stream? The Switch 2 Direct, I guess. Or is that the other one they did? Okay, I need that there.
I think it was announced in the last Nintendo Direct, but it was scheduled to have a 2026 release.
Well, that makes sense. That might be why I faintly remember it, because it was announced a while ago. I think I need that here, and then that there. But I think I need to put some terrain in here, so let's see. Let's go back to terrain menu so I have more filters to work with. It's a shame that these don't come in the half sizes, because I could definitely use that. Let's see. Cliffs and ledges. I might have to use some of those. No, not those. Well, that worked out. That worked out perfectly. Huh. Okay. And then I'll put in the little shelters or whatever they are. They're going to be in here where the B1s will be laying. Bunch of rubble and junk and stuff in there. So that'd be cool. Let me see if I can do something else with that. Okay, that's way too tall. Yeah, probably just gonna stick with that. All right. Gosh dang it. It didn't work out, actually. Because I want an open space here, because there's got to be... Can I put this on a path, actually? No. I cannot. Can I put this on a path? No. But I know I can put these on a path. It might be the only one you can put on a path, but I want one of these. You know? Actually, I don't need one of those. I think it's in rocky terrain. That would make this look a lot better. Alright, let's fill in the gaps with these. I forgot about that. Never mind. I'm gonna put these back in. Okay, I think that's all the spots we add them, actually. Alright, will this fit? No. So I'm just gonna have to do that. That's fine. Okay. This one had a roof on it, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. Alright, now I can probably pull up my reference again. Since I'm on the back side now. Oh, never mind. I can't see this side from the MTT. The camera angle starts right here. Kind of like facing this way and kind of facing that way. This right here is in the bottom right corner of the picture. So I can't even see what's over here. So back to the stream I go. MTTA zone or area will be interesting to do. Let me fix the quality of the stream. Okay, let's work our way from the other side, actually. Let's build this. Oh, I gotta build that building now, don't I? That's gonna be something. How would I do that? It looks like it's all metal. It is all metal scrap. Okay. How would I do the bridge? Let me see if I can get to a point where I can look at it from the other side. Oh yeah, the MTT, the docking bay for the MTT is actually really interesting. I can probably make that. That looks easy. Okay, there's a slight curve. I can't build diagonally. But it doesn't have to be curved. It can just be straight. So, yeah, the whole room is at a slight curve the further you go in. So, yeah, I'll just make it a full rectangle. Let's see. Oh, went past the part where I could see the whole area. I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there's a little bit of the cliff going through this, actually. I need to put some terrain on top of that. Alright, there is a little shaded area in here. Okay, I do have enough room for that. I could do that. That's easy. Let me do that. Actually, I think now we'll put in the mountain piece. Have it jut out a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's got to go back in. That looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so right here is going to be the other V1 droid area, right in front of the MTT area. There's going to be a little hangar in here, so I do have to extend the terrain a bit. might do that. Because that MTT room goes back a ways. The MTT itself is pretty big, so that'll be another challenge to do. Alright. Do we have enough room for... Okay, based on my quick observation, no we don't. Aha! Wait a minute. Never mind. I thought I had it figured out. Well, I still might. Okay, yeah, we'll just... Wait a minute. Nope, no path. However... If I do this...
Best
and...
quote from 2026, aha. Never mind.
Yeah? I'll have to put some of my quotes together from this year. Okay, I'm probably going to put this on a replayer and put this in here. So let me stick this up top. Because these... There's still a little gap. I don't want that. So there's going to be a little bit of Z fighting here, but I'm probably going to put something on top of that to cover it up. So we do have that whole area built up. We have the outline of it built up. I also have to build the second layer. Or second level. But I also have to fill in the floor here. So that shouldn't be too hard. You know, I'm probably going to put these on a replayer and then build the rest of the cliff after those are already put in. Not spark mode. Filters. But I want to get an idea of what I'm going to do for the wall. That's not good. Think that'll fix it? Okay, that lines up now, so that's good. We go to this, put that in there just to do it. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, that's just too big. Just too big. Is that gonna be a problem? I don't think so. You can't get any smaller than that? Aside from this? I mean, I guess I can do that. And this. Okay, definitely gonna have to put the Tatooine pieces on the replayer because I'm not putting all of these on a replayer. There's just no way. It's too much work. So, okay, so that outline is done. We can fill that in now. Let's get to the flat terrain. You gotta be kidding me. I can only do that. There. That's filled in. Okay, it does look like... Okay, why can you only hear the star sound while I'm over here? Doesn't make any sense. So I will have to put these... Well, not that. I'll have to put these into the ground here before we start the second level. Because they'll get in the way. Well, this will at least. These probably won't. But you never know. There's also a bridge that goes diagonal from over here that leads to the second level. So, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try something. Not sure what I'm going to try, but I've got to do something about it. And then, is there a wall? I know you can't go very far past this cliff. I know there's a wall about here, but I'm not sure if it goes all the way around. I think it's just a steep drop off, so we're just gonna make it impossible to get back there. Like a invisible barrier or something. Okay. Let's get some decorations down here. Well, no, let's not do that yet. Alright, so these are done. There's this area that I need to build. It's like another cliff area, like over there. Then there's that square, little, like, tower thingy with the 4 buildings, with the bridges going in between all of them. Then there's like a little secret exit back there. This cliff area has all the droids up top, and it has that floor that opens up. I might recreate that. Maybe, if I want to make the interior. Then over here is the MTT area. And that's the floor plan of Fort Kowloon. Then I have to work on the second and third levels of each of the cliffs. So this, I mean, we're looking good on the meter so far. I mean, then again, I did almost nothing. This is going to be jam-packed by the time we're done. This is a good starting point, I think. Yeah. Just gotta keep pushing through. See, I'm debating on whether or not I should do the replayer trick right now. If I'm going to do that, all of the blocks that are going to be in the way have to be moved up above. They're going to be up here. Kind of like I'm doing for the other floating pieces here, so. Then I have to figure out how to do this. I'm going to put these around all the edges. That's going to be something. Okay, so yeah. That might be where we end things off for now. I'll probably build some off camera. I definitely should because this has to be done in less than 5 months. Well,
It looks
this has.
good so far.
Yeah, I think so too. This and the video playing through it has to be done in less than 5 months for May the 4th. I'd like to get it done before the end of April, so I get it to Infinity Adventures, so we can get the recap done as fast as you can. I'd like to upload this, so I'm going to try not to use Marvel Battlegrounds pieces. I don't have to use any Finding Dory pieces or Alistair the Looking Glass pieces, so we don't have to worry about that. But Battlegrounds, some of that content is very tempting to use. But then again, when we went through my favorites tab, was there anything from Battlegrounds that I was going to use? That's from the Toy Box game from 2.0. Okay, that's from Battlegrounds, but I was confused as to why I put that in here, so probably not even going to use this. So we don't have to worry about that. I think we're good on Battleground stuff, so everyone should be able to play this once it's uploaded to the database. So that'll be cool. I'll have some BXs roaming the bridges, so that'd be cool. Okay, so we got a good start. So yeah, I think we're gonna end that stream off for now. I'll be live tomorrow night on Twitch 2. We'll be doing Mario Kart World, Smash Ultimate. Might be taking a look at the Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild, one of those. Just see how it looks on the capture card. I don't have the Switch 2 versions of those Zelda games just yet.
See you, man.
But yeah, so that's my plan. But until then, this is Shard Collector signing off. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you later.